In March 2018, the Esutifin North District in Ahafo region of Ghana launched the ANAM initiative to deliver access to safe water, sanitation and hygiene services for every person in the district by 2030. In January 2021, the Latter-Day Saints Charities joined the ANAM initiative and invested in expanding water and sanitation services to 5 hard-to-reach communities and 5 deprived schools in the district. This video looks at the impact this intervention under the ANAM initiative has had on water and sanitation services in 2 hard-to-reach communities and 2 schools in Esutifin North. It shows significant change over the past 1-year period.
The Latter-Day Saints Charities, as an organization, joined the assembly with the other partners that we have regarding water and sanitation activities that is happening in Esutifin North. So they were the last joined the partners. When I say the partners, I'm referring to the IRC, World Vision International, the Centric Acquire Institute, Safe Water Network, then Esutifin North Assembly. So all these partners come together to form the ANAM Wash Initiative. We are into making sure that we provide potable water for the members of the community, plus sanitation. And so when the Latter-Day Saints came, we also have a challenge, which I can refer to it as a deficit after all other partners giving out their part. We still had a deficit. So they joined in to help us to cater for the hard-to-reach communities. And so it was a very good timing that they came in, because many of the communities that were very hard to reach always keep coming to the assembly for us to provide them with water. But it was very difficult for us as a district to be able to provide for water everywhere. Is a bigger challenge, and therefore when they came, it became something like a relief for the assembly. And so we took them around, and then they said yes, we are also going to be happy to join in. Fortunately for us, they've done several projects into the hard-to-reach community. One I remember is Bronya Krug, for example, where we commissioned one for them. And then also, they've also done sanitation for schools and then water. So you go to Gambia number 2, you see they've done small water system plus water toilet facilities for them. So this they've done for the assembly, and then for the members of the community, ANAM and the people of Esutifin North. That I can stand here as a DCE to confirm that they've done very well, which we must commend them for that.
Bronya Krug is a dispersed farming community with an estimated population of over 150 that had suffered lack of water for decades. When a team from IRC visited in July 2021, the community had no access to water services. Community members recounted their ordeal of having to obtain water from unsafe sources or make over 1 hour round trip, including queuing to access water in the next community.
Na ye ho chiri ye nsuo ho papa na ye san nsuo wo fom obi kotutu koto na nsuo pie ho na ye tu ya na ye sa na nipa no ebo condemn ne kilogram zo ni nyina tini ko nsuo no na moa no nsuo no obekọ ho no obi mu wo nwan ne mponje nyina o mu nyina akọ no nkrama nyina nom enso na nse na ye nya nsuo nti na ye sa ne sa na de aho chire bebre braye mofra na yare ye mpanyufo kra ye tini yare esan ye akuafo answer young conquest and soon mirano, a messing confuno. Nay, how need the baby. Nay, Mount Crano, currently go school, Brano, and none send no soon wet.
At the close of the year, the community has been changed. Water is now available. A productive well fitted with a hand pump had been constructed and fully functional. The water and sanitation management team had also been constituted and trained to manage the facility. Margaret Kumi, a cocoa farmer, and WSMT treasurer, explains how this change came about.
Nsuo ba ha ne de abenye. Sama wo hia bia wo tu anamon tententen konkosa. Wo me fa zo tu anamon mienu miensa ne wadu nsuo so. Nsuo so wo him ade na nsuo ne ba. Eni akirikira wo ba bua bre. Nti emaye mmere bre na ye bre ne ye mmere saa biu. Na kwan ya ye twa no so ye ntwa saa kwan biu. Nti ebenye no emaye ahoto bebre. Afen so yale bia ni nsuo efi se nsuo ba bia eye mutu da. Nya yale bia nsayade bia nyeye ewo nsuo no ho.
Like Bronya Chrome, Kokofo Awunso is also a hard-to-access community in Isutifi North where the flow of safe water for the first time is celebrated. The vulnerable, women and children in the community feel the benefits every single day of their lives. In early 2021, when a team from IRC visited, the community had no access to water services and had to resort to collecting water from a small stream called Awunsu, where water was unreliable and contaminated. Emilia recounts the water situation and the consequence thereof.
Ansana yebenya nsu anomono aje ye ko etuahe ana kokofu emutwe paa ukwaso awuntimi nsanso amba aje wo han ya abobo ya na wakwa akobu etuane so ni yeto gallon back 50 pesos e han ya abobo ya na otumi di 20 cedis eye ma oje 30 enti na ye ni nsu kola e wa ase nsu bi da fom ase no etene nsu ne eno na ye nsu ayede ye bibia Udi nwa banche nwa na banche na ye tuntum. Udi ya ben kwanya na ye tuntum. Enso na mse ye ni nso ninti na enwa na ye yusuo. Because uti fia wunye nso num obi kula firi baby ba kula na wunye nso ma no. Sa nso no wo ha enwa bi na ye hwie de. Ema ne num. Ena mse ye nya nsu pa no mu ninti. Ye ma no enso no wusasi wo kula na wukodwale ya. Wadwale wie no. Uhuti me pai fufuo ti se unwale ye. Sanse enye Insu ayedi nu aduane eye tuntumu de udwale ya na utu se ebi wakula wadwale awie no kora no ubeti wo saa na ensa bi abu nti ama nkola no omuntimi enye de enko school ntem sanse usole ya enu abi tebe bi kula na nkola no mundwale sanse insu ne ehini nti omuntimi enye de ensa ndwale anopa no enko school to mo de omu fi saa eko ana enu aso na yedi nu aduane enu ana se ya nyanye sika nkwanko bu ebi watu ahe na enua bi na nkola na enom enti manti bia na nkola na yale nkoa yale nketenkete nkoa na eha ye ma na se manti bia ye twa doctor kwan manti bia ye twa sanse ye nya nsupa nye den enum nti ye ni ahoto.
At the end of the year 2021, Emilia is still collecting water, but the water is now from a safe source located at the center of the community and in front of her house. This time, it took just 15 seconds from pump to domestic supply, a life-changing improvement for her and the other women and children in this community. Pobikrom DA Junior High is one of the 5 selected schools where water and sanitation deprivation has been a problem for years. When a borehole was drilled and toilet facility provided in 2021, it brought an end to years of misery. Mr. Yusuf Baba, the acting headmaster, highlights the challenges and the recent life-changing improvements.
Our biggest challenge is water, getting a clean source of water for drinking and also for other sanitation activities. At first, the only place to get water from is about 2 kilometers away from here, probably more because I can't tell exactly the distance, but it's very lengthy. So we do use our contact hours for the fetching of water for school activities, maybe washing, those who visit the washroom and so on. Yeah. So that's one problem that was affecting us a lot over here. And for we the teachers, the water is not very hygienic. It's not safe for drinking. So the only thing we can do with the water is for bathing. So we depend most often on the sachet water, the pure water, for our other activities like drinking and so on. Yes. And to add to that, because of the distance was very lengthy, the children do get tired. Carrying gallons of water to and fro that place is very, very disturbing. So they get to the classroom very tired and they will even be telling you their side, and some of them do develop neck pains and so on. So we do look at those we think that will be able to fetch the water. Not everybody. We look at those who will be able to fetch the water, to go there to get us the water. We used to have the challenge of sanitation. We weren't having a very decent place to be used as a toilet facility and urinal. So it was just a hole with some plywood for squatting, and it is used by both the male and female students. So if a boy is using the facility, it means that all the girls will have to wait for the boys to finish before they too will come in, and vice versa. Yeah. So, and sometimes because of the nature of this place, we have lots of reptiles, especially the snakes. I can't tell you the number of times we've killed snakes around that particular place we use as toilet. Yes. So it was really a challenge for us. Some of the children would prefer coming to school and going back home to ease themselves and come back to school. And especially the girls, if they are having during their period, they will not like to come to school because there is no place for them to even change if there is any emergency. Yes, so that was another problem that used to disturb us a lot in school. The change has really been a very drastic one. Let me start with our school activities. We don't use contact hours for fetching of water again. That is the last 2 periods we used for teaching. Using it to fetch water is something of the past. So we can judiciously use our 10 periods for the day effectively. Yeah, so that is one thing, how it has benefited the school. And we, the teachers, coming here used to be a problem because even when we reopen and we are coming here, we know of the first problem we are going to face, that will be water. And now we just have the water close to us. So that is no longer a problem for us. We can use the water for everything, including drinking, cooking, and so on. And for the students, the water is available. So getting water to wash themselves, for drinking, and to do any other school activities is really, really something that is helpful to them. And talking of how exhausted they do become when they go to fetch water, I think it's a thing of the past. They concentrate only on their classroom activities. With the provision of the toilet facility, it's really changed a lot of things on campus. We now have a separate building facilities for toilets, one for the boys and one for the girls. The boys have 3 cubicles for the toilet, and the girls are having 4, and one is a changing room, so that during their menstrual period they could go in there to change their parts and to wash themselves.
A member of the World Vision Ghana implementation team, Cephas, underlines how these achievements were attained given that the communities have difficult underground water and scattered settlements, which required innovative mix of technologies to supply water services.
Of course, the communities selected were hard to reach. Some were dispersed, others had very poor groundwater potential. So, as World Vision with expertise in this area, we did some siting, we call it, some hydrological surveys in some of these communities. So it was difficult in these communities to actually identify a point because of the nature of the ground, and also because of the terrain. Most of the terrains were dispersed. Of course, for some of them, we could not get water because of the poor groundwater potential. But thankfully, we were able to get water in some of them. And thankfully, we're able to locate a point that at any point of the community you are in, you'll be able to access the water. So we drill the borehole and then install it with a pump, and currently now providing water. For the schools, what we did was that we had to identify a high-yielding well. Then we mechanized it, extended standpipes to various blocks of the school so they could have access to water.
With the Latter-Day Saints Charities support provided under the ANAM initiative, the selected 5 hard-to-reach communities, 5 deprived schools, and 60 households with an estimated total population of 2,500 are enjoying the flow of clean water, improved sanitation, and hygiene services. Through this initiative, 75 water and sanitation management team members and 30 district assembly staff have been respectively empowered to ensure the management and operations of the facilities in the communities and schools and to support sustainable delivery of wash services in the district. Clearly, the targeted once deprived schools and communities are now celebrating the flow of clean water and provision of sanitation facilities. With more investments in this direction, the 16 remaining deprived communities and schools will soon be joining in the celebration, and the drinking water and sanitation equity gap will continue to narrow in Usitifi North as we move towards universal coverage, leaving no one behind.